up and get it. Been a long time coming, it's time to run the digits.
New cameras and unboxing videos are definitely my favorite videos to make, and today we have the brand new Insta360 X5 to unbox and check out. The new edition of the 8K 360 action camera. So let's get this thing unboxed and see what's inside. And there we have it, the new Insta360 X5 unboxed. We're gonna quickly run through some of the feature updates, the physical updates, new specs, and then we're gonna go out for a ride on my bike and test this thing out in the real world and see what it's capable of. So firstly, for the physical updates, it actually has a new design on the back of the body here, which actually looks really nice. The microphones on the X5 have been upgraded with built-in wind guards, kind of like the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 built-in wind guards. So I'm interested to see how the audio quality sounds coming straight out of the X5. Stronger lenses on the X5 that are now 100% more drop resistant than the X4. And this is really cool. The lenses on the X5 are now fully replaceable. So before on the previous cameras like the X4, X3, and X2, if you scratch this lens, that was pretty much it for the camera. There's nothing you can do at that point. But on the X5, the lenses have now been upgraded so you can actually replace them with the Insta360 replacement lens kit. How sick is that? That is a really nice peace of mind to have because yes, you can get lens protectors for these 360 cameras, but they do reduce the image quality a little bit. And if you're like me and you take the risk by not using the lens protectors to get the best image quality out of the 360 cameras as you possibly can, you have a much higher chance of scratching your lenses and destroying a 360 camera. So now that you can actually replace the lenses on the X5, completely take them out and replace them with this replacement kit, that is just an incredible peace of mind knowing that the camera isn't just time to chuck out as soon as you scratch a lens. And of course you can still use lens protectors if you want to, which would save you the money of having to purchase an extra lens replacement kit. Larger 2,400 milliamp hour batteries in the X5 with a runtime of up to 185 minutes in the endurance mode, as well as fast charging up to 80% in 20 minutes. Just like on the Ace Pro 2, as well as the 1/4-inch screw on the bottom, we now have the magnetic mounting system, so we can just easily and quickly attach the X5 to any magnetic mount from Insta360, which is really, really cool. It can speed up your workflow. If you have a bunch of magnetic mounts and clamps placed around your bike or on your helmet, you can quickly take it off your helmet, attach it onto your bike super quickly with the magnetic quick release system. Insta360 added a new AI chip into the X5, so it is now a triple AI chip powered camera. The triple AI chip unlocks some awesome new features and modes for the X5. There is now an active HDR option in 5.7K up to 60 frames per second. 4K slow motion has now been upgraded to 120 frames per second from only 100 frames per second, which is much more usable for me because I work in a 30 frames, 60 frames, and 120 frames per second workflow. I'm not working in 25, 50, and 100 frames per second. So that's nice, keeping it consistent across all frame rates. Of course, we have 8K up to 30 frames per second in the normal video mode, just like the X4. But now, thanks to the triple AI chip, we have PureVideo mode in the X5. So you may know the PureVideo mode that was introduced for the Insta360 Ace Pro, which is just amazing at low light, has now been adopted into the X5 thanks to the triple AI chip. We are able to shoot up to 8K at 30 frames per second in PureVideo mode for superior low light image quality. And I'm so excited to test this feature out, go on a couple night rides in the rain and see how the image quality holds up on the X5 in PureVideo mode. And of course, if you don't want to shoot in 8K in PureVideo mode, you can also shoot in 5.7K on PureVideo mode in the X5. Also, just like on the Ace Pro 2, we now have the iLog color profile on the X5, which gives you a little bit more flexibility when color grading in post. And I'm really excited to test out that feature, especially with my new JV2 LUT pack, which has combination LUTs designed for specific camera log profiles. So of course, the Insta360 X5 iLog color profile combination LUTs will be added into the action camera edition of the V2 pack. So I'm really excited to test those out. There is a new mode on the X5 called Instaframe, and it basically shoots 2 files. It records a ready to use, ready to post flat video, as well as the 360 video file if you want to reframe later on. That's a pretty cool mode if you want to film on the X5 and get a quick video out out for your Instagram story, and later on you want to reframe that footage in post to use for a proper YouTube video as an example. But yeah, that's definitely enough talking in the office. Let's head out on the bike, go for a ride, and see what this thing is actually capable of. And we're out on the ZX6, and we're gonna go take the X5s to get a real world motovlogging test. We have one mounted on my chin mount, and we also have another X5 mounted to the rear pole for the third person view. For the people wondering what my mic setup is for the X5, at the moment I don't have the mic adapter yet, so I'm actually just using the DJI Mic 2, which is just clipped into my helmet here, and then that's plugged into my usual lav mic that I have around my helmet that I would plug in to a mic adapter, and that's just recording 32-bit float into the DJI Mic 2 itself, and later on I'll sync that audio up in post. These DJI mics can connect to the X5 via Bluetooth, which I'll demonstrate later, but doing that whilst motovlogging isn't the best idea. That's why I'm recording internally straight to the DJI Mic 2 for the 32-bit float. Anyway, that's definitely enough talking. There's a lot of people here right now. They all definitely watch that. Let's get geared up, head out for a cruise. This is pretty sick. Everyone's definitely looking at me like I'm crazy. Parks on the grass, talks to himself. Story of my life. Sorry guys, coming through. Very busy day today. Motovlogging on the X5. We even got it mounted on the chin mount. Usually I would use a regular action camera like the Ace Pro 2 to get the POV angle, but this is a real world motovlog test using just the X5. So we got two angles on the chin and on the rear. Yo. Please let me through, boss. Yeah, what a legend. Thank you. As for my settings on the X5 right now, I'm actually only shooting in 5.7K, not 8K. Later on, we'll swap over to 8K and test that out. But for right now, I'm only shooting in 5.7K, 30 frames per second, because this enables me to turn on the new HDR option. And I'm gonna want that for the environment I'm about to ride into. We're about to ride into the forest, which has lots of contrast with the sun and the shade. So I'm gonna wanna have HDR turned on. Hey, he had a 360 camera, that's mad. Look at this. Is this the new thing? Using a 360 camera as the POV shot? Nothing is beating 360 at the FOV. Nothing, not even the Ace Pro 2. Look how wide this FOV is. The only downside is having to reframe this shot later in post, unlike the Ace Pro 2 where the shot is flat. It's just a flat video and it's ready to go. But having it super wide like this with the 360 camera is such a cool look. Maybe one day, especially paired with ND filters. If there were ND filters for 360 cameras, which I've been advocating for so long, it would just be a game changer, because you can turn stabilization off on these 360 cameras like I have now, and wherever you look is wherever the camera goes. Just reframe it in the Insta360 Studio like it's kind of a normal action camera, just with an extremely wide FOV. And imagine this with ND filters for smooth motion blur. Whoa, that's gonna be beautiful. And I've been advocating for that for so long, but I don't know guys, I'll keep doing my best. And then you can turn the stabilization back on and the footage is nice and smooth again. And that is all done later on, after the fact. So with 360 cameras, if you didn't already know, you kind of just set it up in a million different ways, and later on in editing, you can do all of your adjustments and reframing, and it just gives you endless possibilities when editing and allows you to choose from a bunch of different angles, but it does force you to take that extra step, which is reframing later on. And that's where the new X5 mode comes in and actually produces a flat video for you as well as the full 360 video if you want to reframe later on. So that's really nice for quick social media posts. If you're not bothered to reframe that footage while you're out filming, you can just film in the new mode, have a flat video to download to your phone straight away, post that, and later on for the actual YouTube video, for example, reframe the other 360 file that it created, which is a really cool idea. I'm not sure how often I'll use it because I love editing. I enjoy that extra step, honestly. So I just record in the normal mode all the time. While we're cruising behind this traffic, it's a perfect time to talk about iLog and overlay some actual iLog footage. iLog is Insta360's log color profile, which gives you a bit more room to play with the colors later on in post. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know I love color grading. So here is some sample footage shot in log, and you might be thinking, wow, that looks terrible. It's completely dull, no contrast.
nearly gray, and that's the point of log footage. It looks that way so you can edit the colors more later in post. There are two ways to work with this footage. When you're reframing your footage in the Insta360 Studio or phone app, there is an option to turn on the conversion LUT, which transforms your log footage into Rec 709, which brings your log footage back to life and looks more like regular footage. The other way is to export your clip out of Insta360 Studio without adding any conversion LUT there, leaving it in the log color profile, and then later on in the editing software you can add the conversion LUT there that you can find on Insta360's website. Or you can make it even easier for yourself and use my specially designed combination LUTs that are designed for the Insta360 iLog profile. They not only convert the iLog footage to Rec 709, but they also add a creative look. They give the colors a bit of a different look, making it look more cinematic and more professional. If you're interested, you can check out my new V2 LUT pack. It'll be linked in the description. We have been stuck behind these guys for a very long time. However, the X5 is still an 8-bit camera, so shooting in log you won't get as much benefit as if this camera was a 10-bit camera. So typically I'm just shooting in the normal standard color profile and doing my color adjustments with this footage. And since the standard color profile is already in Rec 709, I just apply a normal creative Rec 709 LUT from my LUT pack instead of the combination LUTs. Time to overtake. Oh, it's very bumpy here. Wow, so bumpy. 360 cameras can be used for so many different purposes, not just mounting them to your bike. One of my favorite things about 360 cameras, especially if you're a solo creator like me most of the time, is using it as a personal videographer. Just set it up, do your thing, and later on track yourself or whatever you need to do. And you're able to connect the X5 to Bluetooth mics like I've done now with the DJI Mic 2, and it's just a perfect setup for when you're filming on your own. You still want these BTS type shots. Oh yeah, this angle looks nice. The sun's a bit harsh though. And you can get other really cool creative angles using the X5 to get BTS shots that otherwise wouldn't be possible without a 360 camera. Turn on the tail light, get my favorite shot that I like to get. The clouds in the back, that looks mad. We're now shooting in 8K instead of 5.7K, which also means we don't have HDR turned on. So higher quality, but the exposure in darker areas and high contrast areas might not be as good. And just like on the Ace Pro 2, the X5 now has a dual track audio feature. So if you're connected to a Bluetooth microphone, it records not only the Bluetooth microphone audio track, but also the internal audio that the X5 is recording. So right now on the X5 mounted behind me, I have dual track audio enabled and it is connected to my Cardo Edge. And later in post, I can mix the audio, making the audio from the X5 louder or the audio of my mouth louder to an audio level that I like it, and I can motovlog like that. This is what the audio sounds like coming from the Cardo. So it basically sounds like we're talking to each other through a Cardo. It's not the best audio quality, but it's definitely still usable. It's not as good as obviously my lavalier microphone, which you're hearing now, but it's pretty decent. It definitely can be used. I'm good, how are you? Jesse, nice to meet you. Hey bro. Hey man. How you doing? I'm good, how are you? I was like, oh, that's Jesse. Yeah, I just noticed you too. I was like, shit.
I gotta get up and get it. Been a long time coming, it's time to run the digits.
Hey. Some potassium.
Now this is a good test for the new wing guards. You can hear the sound of the engine clearly with little to no wind noise at all. That's pretty good. I've chosen to shoot at 5.7K at 60 frames per second at the motocross track in case I want to slow down a moment. Active HDR has now been upgraded to work up to 60 frames per second in 5.7K. So I also have that enabled and it looks great. If I wanted to get an even slower, smoother shot, the X5 can now shoot up to 120 frames per second in 4K. Upgraded from the X4 only being able to shoot 100 frames per second. 360 cameras make it so easy for friends to use as well in case you want footage of yourself riding from the sidelines. I gave Tyler the 3-meter long pole and he was able to just hold it out while I was riding past, not having to worry about if I was in frame because I'm always in frame. It's a 360 camera. Low light recording has always been a problem with action cameras and especially 360 cameras. But Insta360 has changed that reality with its unique and special PureVideo mode that was introduced with the release of the Ace Pro and Ace Pro 2. And now the X5 has adopted PureVideo mode in full 360 up to 8K 30 frames per second, thanks to the new triple AI chip enhancing low light footage by removing noise and increasing quality. This is by far the upgrade I am most excited about for the new X5. Some ideas I had that were previously not possible are more than possible now with the low light capabilities the X5 has. As I mentioned, PureVideo mode is available not only in 5.7K 30 frames per second, but also 8K 30 frames per second, which is insane. You still get all the same abilities to reframe later in post and choose your angles. The possibilities are literally endless.
I gotta get up and get it.
The X5 has been improved from the X4 in all the necessary ways. Better low light, longer battery life, slow motion, and replaceable lenses, which is huge for 360 cameras. I had heaps of fun testing it out and making my first impressions video. I have many more awesome video ideas coming with the X5, so stay tuned. If you're interested in picking up an X5 for yourself, I have a special affiliate link in the description, and if you purchase from this link, you will get a free motorcycle bundle. You can also find everything else I use to make my videos as well as my LUTs in the description. If you enjoyed, please show this video some respect and click here to watch another video like this one.
Yeah, that's facts, be like I'm Lou. DMs flooded, I don't wanna boo.